Saturday for us at the races this weekend at Sha Tin with the Chinese Recreation Club Challenge Cup, our feature race number 7 on a 10-race programme with 2 races on the dirt as well. We're looking ahead to all of that here on the show. Very warm welcome. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined here by the team of Paul Alley and Brett Davis. And Brett, the sprint, the feature, it's a cracker.
It is a cracker, yeah, a lot of pace in the race, obviously with Premier and Adventure are the two that'll be highballing early. But yeah, first Saturday fixture for the new season, very much looking forward to it. We've got a couple of races on the all-weather, and by all reports, it's going to be 34 degrees and the sun will be belting down.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. It's going to be hot all weekend. Paul, there's no end to this free money, these jackpots. Another one in the TT?
Yeah, exactly. 5.7 million this time in the TT. So races, normal races, 4, 5 and 6, obviously. So 5.7, some even races. Never easy, as we know. That's why they got these jackpots. And a couple of dirt races. Everyone likes a bit of dirt, don't they?
I love it. Looking back very briefly, Matthew Poon, can't go on without mentioning him.
Absolutely.
Night out, didn't he?
Yeah, brilliant performance from the young man on Wednesday night, riding half the card. And I think John mentioned it in the call, the pin-up boy of Hong Kong. He certainly is that. Kay was, of course, the pin-up girl when she was going along beautifully. And he's just taken that little mantle for the meantime anyway.
Yeah, well, Kay will be back hopefully in the not too distant future.
We saw her pinching some ice creams the other night, so fingers getting better.
Don't give her up. Yeah, hopefully that niggling injury shan't keep her out for too much longer. But 10-race programme on the weekend, and we're on the C+3 course. So 8 on the turf, 2 on the all-weather. Those are races 3 and 5. The feature is race number 7. The Cuckoo Handicap, the first one, 1200-metre class 4. Mordicus returns with the cheek pieces on another, gets barrier 1. He'll go forward from there. A couple of debutants, My Honey the Legend. Mi Choi gets money winner, takes the hood off. Indigenous Star gets a gear change as well. Rewarding Flyer behind Household King on opening day, as was Victor Emperor. He was a little bit further back though.
Good to slow. Either Mordicus or none other, I think, are the 2 leaders. The question mark is Rewarding Flyer. I think he'll press on, actually, and sit outside of either the 1 or the 2. But they should get into a formation fairly quickly, and I don't think there'll be any surprises from the back. So the horses on the speed, I think, will dictate the race.
Not too much to say on the way of track work for this particular race. A couple of pieces here. Indigenous Star, the first. He's coming in, obviously, back down from 14 to 1200 metres. Derek Long aboard, and he'll take the mount on race day, so getting a good feel of the horse as he comes down. And Rewarding Flyer, I thought I'd show this. He's put on 4 pounds, which is not much, but he's obviously done well since that race. He's already had a race this season, and he's put on a little bit of weight, but he is fitter for that run.
Yeah, well, some of them can drop 10 or 20, can't they, after a pretty torrid run?
Yep. All right, well, let's have a look at some of them in action, starting off with none other. He's the first one we'll look at. Probably didn't want the season to end last year because he was just getting better and better. This was his best effort right at the end. Exactly,
Andrew. And if you go back and look at his first half of the season, it was pretty much appalling. He hadn't been stretching out well at all. It wasn't until the sort of last couple of runs of last season that he just started to move fluently again, Paul, and he's still quite well rated. I think the Legend's got a little bit more racing to find his best.
Yeah, I agree, totally. He'll get a good run from barrier 1 money, and we saw in that speed map he's likely to be just behind the pace. He'll get his chance. Armand Lee, some of his horses are taking a run to get right. That's the only question mark I had with it.
All right, still yet to have a winner this season, the Lee stable. We'll move on, though. Have a look at Rewarding Flyer. Now, we've seen him once already. Victor Emperor as well, of course, behind the very impressive Household King.
Well, Rewarding Flyer's had the benefit of a start, and we saw that bit of track work that Paul highlighted. He looks to have come through it really well. And he chased home a pretty decent one here, didn't he, in Household King? So you would think if the speed map that we suggested before, with him being posted wide, if he presses on, sits outside of Mordicus or none other, he's going to get every chance to cut them down in the stretch. The margin between them won't be too far when they corner for home, and that gives him a genuine chance if he's good enough. Yeah,
I always wondered if he was a Class 5 horse, but what he's shown to me, he looks like he can be competitive here in Class 4.
It's amazing how they can differ, horses. If you go right back through his form, he actually beat Magnetism in a photo at the start of last season. Magnetism, of course, ran well in a Class 3 on Wednesday night.
Yeah, all right. Well, another horse, Mordicus, who's probably been frustrating for punters and connections alike because he seems to be bit inconsistent, but he's clearly got ability.
He's had problems, I think, is what this horse has had. Now, he's put on weight. He's put on 19 pounds. I think that's a good thing for him. He should be out in front, no problems. Did run second off 58 when he was right 3 starts ago, and the cheek pieces go on, tongue tie comes off. So they are playing around with the gear, and I like the trial.
Yeah, it's not in the race book, but I think from memory he had blood issues, didn't he?
Yeah, there was some
lameness as well.
And lameness issues and all that sort of stuff. He looked promising. He was sort of jumping and running and then not finding the line. But evidence there in his last couple of runs that he's going better, but that's always in the back of your mind.
Yeah, he's definitely got an engine though, but a Class 4, Paul, those are the clues for the Open and the Cuckoo.
The Cuckoo, yeah, I don't think it's a very strong. You want me to make that sound? I know. I don't think it's a particular strong Class 4. So Mordicus on top for me now that he's over those problems, and the weight increase I think is good for this horse. I think he's right within himself. Did like that piece from Indigenous Star. We'll put him in for second. He'll add some value. Rewarding Flyer. We've talked about him for third, and none other. Obviously, will come up pretty short price favourite. But I'll leave him out of the QQPs, and I'll go the 179 way.
Fair enough. I'm going to go a bit different. I'm going to actually go the trio, and I was going to sort of umming and ahhing around none other than Mordicus. I just find Mordicus a little bit unreliable because of those issues we touched on. So I'll go with none other to beat Mordicus, Rewarding Flyer. I'll throw in Money Winner, who's gone from Benno Jung to Me Choi. Me Choi's had a terrific start of the season, 6 winners already. So I'm going to go with the trio 2, the banker from 1-6. I'm throwing in Indigenous Star, and then the 9 for third in the tips, but fourth selection obviously in that exotic.